Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, world. Good morning, Clancy. I'm glad you came back. Good to see you. I hope you're having a good morning. I listened to some of the rap you shared. I didn't know you liked rap, like which got me interested in the hip hop news again, and so I started watching some stuff on Tupac and Jada Pickett Smith's relationship, and it broke my damn heart. I shared what I watched on my wall. It broke my damn heart. I didn't realize that they were that close, and had gone to School of the Arts together. But this morning, I got talking to my husband about Danny Rolling and how he reminded me so much of the Idaho alleged killer Brian Kohlberger. And so I pulled up the A&E documentary called Voyeur Turned Serial Killer, Serial Killers Exposed. And it's a documentary on Danny Rolling and all of his adolescent behavior, being a voyeur, and how it progressed into becoming a serial killer, much like Brian Kohlberger. And Danny Rolling is the serial killer who massacred all these students in the college town in Florida, Gainesville. He's the Gainesville killer. So we're going to watch a little bit about this. I've already watched halfway, about 9 minutes in, about how this all came to be. So I'm going to rewind it a little bit and get back to his father was a police officer. That I didn't realize. And was very controlling. One thing about Danny Rolling's mother that drives me batshit crazy is she's one of those enabling women who always made excuses for Danny's bad behavior, and how her excusing his poor behavior led to all these dead people. So we're going to back this up a little bit here. And this is where it talks about him becoming a voyeur. And you'll actually hear some of Danny himself describing his father. Okay, here we go. Hey, cool gamer, crazy chicken lady.
It's Macy's
a commercial, of course.
Right now, members can earn $10 in Star Money faster and spend it at Macy's. No merchandise exclusions. Not a member yet? Join Macy's Star Rewards today and start earning now.
Again, Danny Rolling is the Gainesville serial killer, and I'm comparing him to Brian Kohlberger, the Idaho alleged killer who's on trial.
Danny Rolling's father, James, was a police officer, and Danny told me that his father at times was his hero, but at the same time he was, quote, a cold-hearted bastard.
Dad had to have control over every aspect of our life, every thought, we weren't allowed to have an individuality in the Rolling home.
When his father came home and took off that police uniform, he expected to have dinner on the table, and for everybody else to just let him alone.
Hey, Undercover Mermaid, we're talking about Danny Rolling.
Danny was always trying to make.
He reminds me of Brian Kohlberger. Even the way they walk, their posture. So that's why we're watching this, and I'm comparing him to Brian Kohlberger.
His father happy, but he never could.
One of the things that we learned in just basic psychology is when you don't get the reinforcement from something positive, individuals, and Danny was one of them, would start engaging in behavior that he'd get attention for, but it was not positive attention.
He would act out.
Okay, so when he wouldn't get the attention he wanted from his dad, who was a cop, he would act out to get attention.
Saying it got to the point he couldn't go anywhere.
When Danny arrested Danny, it was always harsh. The actor with a belt. And he left marks.
Danny said his father was very unpredictable.
Danny got a puppy one time. I think he just found it. Went to school, I think it was, when he came in that afternoon. He ran out in the backyard. And he asked his daddy, "Where's my puppy?" And his father walks up and shows him a hole in the ground. He had killed it. Whatever Danny had at that time to make Danny happy, Mr. Rolling would destroy it.
And so we have Danny always fearing his father or how his father is going to react.
Detectives, when they are examining this crime scene, they're clearly examining the bodies. Sean, the agent.
Now, I didn't realize this until I turned this on this morning. It's been a long time since I was even reading about the Rolling case, but I didn't realize that he had killed someone as young as 8. So they're getting ready to talk about how the first victims were found.
Your old is fully clothed. Tom Grissom is also fully clothed, but Julie Grissom is nude, and her clothes have been cut off and removed from her. It looks like Julie is the target of this case.
She was posed on the bed in a certain position.
They also noticed tape residue on Julie. At some point, both of her wrists were bound together and there was duct tape over her mouth. So whoever did this has taken the tape with them.
Now, this I don't know. Do you know if the Idaho victims were found clothed or not?
So apparently has some knowledge of what detectives look for at a crime scene.
When you see an offender like this who is engaging in sexual assault and then has a very definite ritualized behavior in essentially the posing of the victim, I'm seeing a sexual sadist. And those kinds of offenders are very dangerous because they engage in a lot of planning and are forensically astute.
Looks like the kind of person that could kill again, too. Yes, all the markers of a serial killer.
He was forensically astute. Yeah, I don't know either. I wonder if any of them were essayed.
Home was not a safe place for me. The night, it held a place where I could go and I could feel at ease.
When he was about 9 years old, Danny started roaming the streets to get away from the home. He started looking in windows and saw a family of four eating dinner together and started to fantasize that he was inside.
Now, was
to
Brian
get some
a peeping Tom too? Do y'all know if Brian was a peeping Tom too? Was he peeping in on them first
of someone else
in Idaho?
He was always looking for somewhere to feel welcome because he acted so strange. He knew how to act around normal people.
One night, he happened to come across a house where he observed a female who had just come out of his shower. That was the first time that he got some sexual gratification and aroused. He went back to that same house, I believe the next night, because it was so exciting to him. And then this became the pattern after that. He's clearly progressing, going from one relatively benign event to the beginnings of becoming a sex offender.
Do y'all know this case at all? Danny Rolling. It gets pretty crazy what he winds up doing.
Danny had seen Julie and he followed her home.
Danny is wearing a mask and he's got a large military knife. So he's a very terrifying character. He walks Tom, the 55-year-old father, into the utility room and he stabs Tom in the back. He moves Julie to the bedroom and then he dispatches Sean, the 8-year-old.
I asked him years later, why did you feel a need to kill the father and the young child? And Danny told me because they were in the way.
Now he was in the position that he wanted. He had Julie in the bedroom by herself.
He cut off her clothes and her underwear, and that's when he sexually assaulted her. And he got some kind of gratification.
He decapitates one of his victims and puts their head on a mantle and then eats a sandwich.
From being able to have her afraid of him rather than the usual, that he was always intimidated by his father.
And in court, he wrote a song to his fiancée and sang it to her in court. Wackadoodle.
And then he basically rolled her onto her stomach and then stabs her in the back. He wasn't panicked, he was careful, and he's a lifelong peeper and prowler.
He told me that he was proud of what he did.
Did you grow up with any peeping Toms in your neighborhood? We had one.
We know that things that happen in your young life come back and form part of your personality.
The sexual disorder is what we call voyeurism, and it's of a severe nature. It almost became a compulsion with him.
His appetite couldn't be sated until such time as he began to commit the murders.
Danny chose the most abject, horrible way that these people could die, and he was fine with it because it made Danny feel like he was the one in control.
judge that the defendant, Danny Harold Rawling, is hereby sentenced to death. All of these crimes warranted the death penalty. It was that heinous.
Yeah, he even got a 6-foot football player. He was a prowler. Came in on him at night, and right here's where he sings to his fiance. What do y'all see this? Stupid. It reminds me of Bundy.
Give Mr. Rawling an opportunity to have to say everything you want to say.
Watch this.
Well, sir. Please the court and could address the court. Sure. Say whatever you want to say. Thank you. I recall the day I first saw you. I reached out to say I love you, but it was hard to say. I couldn't touch you. So tell me, baby, what were my words? All my tears running again. Excuse me, Mr. Ron. Down the path you choose, Mr. Ron, to follow. Mr. Ron. Tell me, baby, what were my words? All my tears running again. What were my
You see this dude?
words? All my tears running together, baby. Just like rain.
He had a protruding frontal lobe here, obviously. Here's Ted Bundy's mom. No, not my Ted. He didn't mean it. He's a good boy. He didn't mean it. He bought me Rose.
Bundy's mother, Louise, says she still can't figure out what went
Weak
wrong.
ass
In an interview
females.
with a Seattle television station yesterday, she expressed confusion at how a fun-loving and caring son could turn into a ruthless killer.
There's nothing in his background that can tell us what triggered all of this. In fact, up until Saturday, I didn't believe any of it.
Louise Bundy was thousands of miles away from her son when he was executed this morning. She says it would have been too painful.
It's a 3-ring circus, if not 10-ring circus. And we didn't feel the agony we would go through by going down there would compensate for a few minutes of talking to Ted through glass. And he also felt that way too.
Mrs. Bundy always believed her son was innocent, and when he confessed to the killings before his death, she was shocked.
We were angry for a while yesterday, even this morning, that he never confided in us. Of course, if he had, what would we have done then? You don't usually go around telling your mom that you've been doing these kinds of things. That I understand, but for 13 years, he's sworn up and down, backwards and forwards, that he was innocent. And then all of a sudden, we believed him, we wanted to believe him. He's still our son, no matter what he's done, and we love him very much.
The chief public defender in Marion County contacted me on a late Friday. They said they had arrested Danny Rawling, and they had some questions about his psychological status. Well, we started off talking about the burglary, and he admitted to doing that, and I determined that he was competent. As I was going out the door, he asked if he could speak to me about some other crimes that he had committed that were unrelated to the Marion County crimes. I think he felt like he needed to talk to a mental health counselor of some type. He asked me if he did tell me about those, would they still be
Hey, Chris, good to see you.
to him that it was by law confidential and that I would not be able to share that information. He began talking to me about that he had killed and sexually raped several people, was unfortunately the victims in Gainesville. He went through every detail of every case. The way he told the story was horrific and obviously disturbing and upsetting, despite the fact that I've worked on numerous homicides before.
We're talking about Danny Rolling, the Gainesville serial killer,
I was listening to
and comparing him to the Idaho alleged killer, Brian Kohlberger.
I sat down in my car and I broke down. It was very difficult. This man just killed 5 people. He also admitted to me that he killed 3 people in Louisiana, raped several of them. And I knew Danny could possibly get out of jail for the armed robbery, although they had a lot of evidence against him. I felt right away that I had a great burden, but I also had some ethical concerns because I knew that I could not share this information with law enforcement, with anybody other than the defense team. I struggled with that. I was thinking, what if I made an anonymous call to law enforcement? So I went to talk to the chief judge in Alachua County, and I spoke to him hypothetically about where my responsibilities are, and he confirmed what I thought, that I just can't tell anybody what I learned. It could also mess up his case. If information that I obtained confidentially was shared with anybody, especially anybody in law enforcement.
Hey, did you hear about this? There's a free $5,800 spending card going out tonight. So just for kicks,
Slept in their apartments. One weekend of savagery by one man transformed the excitement and anticipation of the beginning of a new semester into terror as hundreds of students fled, not knowing if and when he would strike again. Before we get too far,
I would think that A&E would have a better The Devil in Gainesville Part 2. ABC. Where's a really good serial killer Danny Rolling? Wow, there's 3 parts. Yeah, this is one of the guys that, he was a big guy. He was like a football player that he, let's find a news outlet. ABC News. CNN. Let me just do this. It was Inside Edition, it seemed like, back in the day. A&E American Justice, co-ed slain.
August 1990. The University of Florida in Gainesville is paralyzed. typical day, Gainesville has a youthful, vibrant feel. As students at the University of Florida make their way to and from classes and social events, students and residents alike cheer on the university football team. The Fighting Gators.
University of Florida was
There, I fixed it.
parties going on.
I never know who wants to be a mod and who doesn't, Chris. I'm sorry. I've had a lot of people complaining about being my mod. So I never know if people want to be or not. But thank you for wanting to be. I appreciate it. I put it back on.
Gainesville was robbed of its innocence. At 4 p.m., police officer Ray Barber responded to a dispatch from headquarters.
I don't guess I have to yell, do I? I don't know why I yell when I'm talking on a stupid phone.
Williamsburg apartment complex, 2 miles from the main campus, and complained about loud music. As Officer Barber drove to the location,
This is about the Gainesville serial killer Danny Rolling.
in police, Signal 50C means call to assist a citizen.
I was en route to that call to handle the loud music, loud party call. And the police dispatcher advised that there was another problem where some parents were
Sorry, Chris. I just got a lot of complaints lately about it being a hassle sharing links and it being so exhausting. So I didn't want to bother people with being a mod. Thanks for wanting to be one. I appreciate you.
No one was answering now, either. Officer Barber agreed to check out the apartment. Barber was horrified by what he found. Lying across the bed was the
Every coffee cup.
Okay, this doesn't do me any good to hand it to me like that, and I'm not. Thanks for helping me.
her body savagely mutilated.
Portions of her breasts were cut off, her nipples were cut off. And I'm thinking, I really would have rather been someplace else than to be there. But I mean, that's just the luck of the draw on the way things are dispatched.
Thank you, honey.
After securing the crime scene, Officer Barber went back outside to speak with Christina's father.
I said, I don't know if one of these girls inside is going to be your daughter or not.
One of the victims,
Hey, Catlin, good to see you.
freshman Christina Powell. The other, her roommate, Sonia Larson. Both had just moved into the apartment a few days earlier. Autopsy reports revealed that Christina had been raped and then stabbed to death. 18-year-old Sonia had been stabbed more than 20 times as she slept.
We're talking about Danny Rolling, the Gainesville killer. He reminds me a lot of Brian Kohlberger.
Like to do this. I mean, I don't know what kind of thrill or whatever they got out of it, but it was something that they wanted to do.
Officer Sadie Darnell was assigned to act as liaison.
And this is A&E American Justice Co-ed slain at University of Florida, the full episode.
And so I knew that was very odd and different.
Officer Darnell figured the victims
Hey, Jesse, good to see you.
knew their killer.
My impression was that it would be someone that would be known to the victims, and it would be a case that could be fairly easily solved if we did all the right things within the first 48 hours.
Word of the slayings quickly spread through the apartment complex. Residents, many of them students, were shocked that they hadn't heard any
I think this happened in the 90s.
No one remembered seeing suspicious.
He was a prowler. He grew up with his dad, a cop, and corporal punishment, and mom, meek, weak, and never defended him. So he started out as a voyeur, being a peeping Tom in the neighborhood, and it escalated to this.
This was the day before classes for the University of Florida were to begin for the fall semester.
This is what happens when weak, enabling mothers keep making excuses for the children's bad behavior. This is what happens.
Apartment complex, and a lot of people unknown to each other.
Excusing bad behavior always escalates to something fatal.
Was the killer a student, a teacher, a friend? No one was immune from suspicion.
I'll never make that mistake again.
On campus, and everybody you looked at, you felt was the potential killer, and you just felt you could be at any moment the next victim.
The nightmare had only just begun. Hello, I'm Bill Curtis. The initial investigation.
Okay, we'll skip through this and get to the actual parts where he. I think this.
2 deputies were dispatched to check her apartment. When no one answered the door, one of the officers forced it open. He reeled in horror at what he saw. Krista's naked body was propped in a seated position at the edge of the bed. She had been decapitated. Her head placed on a bookshelf. The grotesque signature of the killer basking in the barbarity of the act.
Okay, so he snuck in her apartment, assaulted her, decapitated her, and then put her head up on a mantle.
Detective LeGrand Hewitt was called to the scene.
Walking in there and seeing the lifeless, decapitated body was a shocking experience, and something that probably most of us in law enforcement are not real prepared for.
As police studied the crime scene, they surmised that the killer had been waiting inside Krista's home, ready to ambush her as she entered the doorway.
He even ate lunch.
He jumped her and took her to the ground and bound her with duct tape, and eventually moved her into the bedroom and put her on her waterbed, and that's where the assault and the murder took place.
Detectives were appalled by the vicious nature of the crime. Krista had been sliced from the breastbone to the pubic bone. Her breasts had been mutilated. The cuts were precise, ritualistic.
See, this tells me, and I'm no expert, but I've been following true crime pretty much my whole life. You know, my dad's a retired cop. This tells me he had a whole lot of anger toward his mama turning the other way, making excuses for his dad's behavior. And if his dad killed his puppy, what does that say? His dad was probably a sexual sadist. That's what sexual sadists do. They hurt animals and children and women. So he was probably sexually abused by his dad, and mom turned the cheek, looked the other way, and excused dad's bad behavior. How much y'all bet? This is just a hypothetical.
The crime scene reminded police of reports they had received the day before.
That's what enabling. That's what happens when you enable people's bad behavior.
In both cases, a knife was used to commit the murders, and there was evidence that
he didn't mean it. He was a good boy. My daddy was a good boy while he brought me a card on Mother's Day. He didn't mean it.
How much y'all want to bet?
Clarence and clear? Yeah. Fast relief of your.
That was the kind of mama he had. I seen her interviewed, rocking in a rocking chair.
Danny was a good boy. I don't say that about my Danny. He was good.
Same as damn Ted Bundy's.
why Ted didn't do that to those girls. He was just trying to get to know them. He didn't mean it. He didn't mean it. Quit saying things like that.
This is the big one. And I said, well, what do you
My
know? And
opinion.
he said, there's been another murder.
This is a case that is going to test our community, that is probably going to be the most serious criminal offense that's ever occurred in Gainesville.
Authorities were facing a situation that no one was prepared for. The possibility that these crimes had been perpetrated by a serial killer who murdered for pleasure.
We knew, with that assessment that they appeared to be connected, that we were
Gorgeous, crazy chicken lady. It's gorgeous.
a serial murder situation.
If my phone would charge, I'd take you out there and let you see it, but it's Carolina blue. Beautiful day. Birds are chirping. The sun is high, the moon is low, and all is well.
He says, I have something to tell you about Krista.
Yes, enough on that one. Let's move on to this one about. I want y'all to see this dude that he got. He got this big ass dude right here. He's a football player. Look, check this out.
The killer had evidently forced his way in through a sliding door. The death toll.
It's cold.
5. Both had been
I wish my phone was charged. I would take you outside and show you how pretty it is.
6 feet 2 inches, 200 pounds, and obviously put up a great struggle.
Manning was laying on his bed. There was blood spatter all on his walls, on the seat.
Let me see if I can take you out real quick before my. Oh no. Yeah, it's not charged enough to even keep the light on.
Glenn.
The autopsy report would reveal that he was stabbed 31 times.
31 times. Big ass damn football player. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. I've got to pee. Let me get all on the extension cord so they can see how pretty it is. She said it's cold and snowing there in Montana. Well, that was quick. I just said it. Okay, I got the extension cord so I can show you outside. Hold on, let me plug it in. I'll plug up the extension cord and then I can show you outside. Are you with me? It's the old phone line. Why did we ever give up landline phones? I don't understand. Still have to tied to a damn cord all the time. There's Hobbs. See the bird up there? In the ghetto. In the ghetto. Hey, Hobbs. I love you too. You love me, don't you, Hobbs? At least I got you. Here, I'll go grab a chair. Hold on 1 minute. I'll go grab a chair. Oh, shit. Let's see if I can. Honey.
Yeah.
Help me again. Please. So she can see the outside. It's snowing there, and
What do you want me to do?
unplug this and let me go out my door.
Okay.
See, my phone's completely dead.
You're directly in the sun out there, though. I'll have to.
I'll be fine. All right, it's gonna die on me. Here, plug it in right here by behind my TV. There, yeah, right there's the outlet thingamabob. This should come right through here, honey. Honey. But it's gonna die.
Take this part. Take that part, I'm sorry.
Try to get it plugged in before it dies.
All right, you're plugged up.
Are you bringing the umbrella? Oh, fuck. There it is.
I got it.
I don't know what we're going to put it down in. We used to use those 2 bricks. There's one and there's one.
I get it, honey. You can talk to your friends. Oh, that's a lot better. Is that good?
Got wet, didn't it? Yeah, thank you very much. Yes. That brick right there.
I don't need it. There. Is that good?
Thank
your
you.
phone is still
It's
in the
fine.
sun.
It's fine.
I'm trying to put it so you're shaded more.
I can turn this way.
Okay.
I'll just turn this way. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
There you go.
Thank you, God, for all my blessings, big and small. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. Yeah, I could. It's a good idea, actually. A lot better than coming here and getting dragged for hours. While we sign up for that shit, I don't ever understand it for 12 cents a commercial. The hell's wrong with me?
Give that to Crazy Chicken Lady. If
This is for you, Crazy Chicken Lady. Magnum picked that for you. That's for you, Crazy Chicken Lady. Thank you for hanging in there with me and not leaving me. Yet. That is pretty. I should take a picture of that. No, it won't, Crazy Chicken Lady. That's how it is here. It never gets better. Well, I think I'm retarded. It is funny, just like last week, y'all were telling me that I need to not be so sensitive and to toughen up. And then when I toughen up, y'all say I'm being cold-hearted. It's like, forget it. I'm not even, I can't fix someone's delusional thoughts. I cannot fix that. And why in the hell would I go on Katie or Kells Bell's panel when both of them have been, let's see, Katie blocked me over there that night that Kells said that I could come on their panel. Does she know that Katie blocked me in her damn chat? And then dragging me for a week. Why would I want to go on your panel? I'll go get a root canal before I do that. But thanks for the invite. Appreciate ya. I'll be sure to have you over for tea later. Oh, this is water's running right off for me. I wonder if I should. For them to do all this over one little misunderstanding tells me all I need to know. Okay? They didn't even take out the time to watch my lives to know it was never about them. It tells me everything. The fact that she thinks it's a hassle to share a link and you're a mod tells me all I need to know. When all mods do that, and they gladly do it. So, some things are in your rear view mirror. This is one of them things that's in my rear view mirror. They clearly were never for me. Clearly. It was fake. Oh, hell yeah, Catlin, of course. I'm not stupid. Has she ever been in my chat? Has she ever watched one of my lives? No. So why would I go to your panel? Get real. And Kels can clutch her pearls all day long at me saying that. Nah, I'm good. I can't believe that you said that you would do it on your channel. Well, believe it, because I just said it again. That's what was happening to my chair I was sitting in. Had to move before I got electrocuted.
Yes, honey.
I was about to get electrocuted.
Oh, wow. The air conditioner. Hold on and I'll move it over there.
Your plot didn't work. It was
okay. Tomorrow is
it was
another
so
day.
close. Come up with another one, Plankton.
I'll get the recipe, SpongeBob. You wait and see. Oh, that's even better. Except for the there. Is that better?
Thank you, honey.
I gotta fix that.
Would you bring me my coffee, please? I'll have to try again tomorrow, Plankton. It's gotten that seat completely wet, hasn't it? It's gotten that seat completely wet. Is that?
It's outdoor seat, so it's okay.
I know, but like,
I got the
okay,
air conditioner on.
that's what it is.
Yeah. There.
Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. They're putting a privacy fence in place of this chain link fence. And when they do, I'm going to grow me a garden right here in these pots. Somebody's grilling out. Somebody's grilling out. You smell it? I do. He is a good hubby, Crazy Chicken Lady. He's got his faults, but so do I. I'm blessed. I have to be honest. He gets on my nerves and shit like that, but every morning I'm like excited that he's who I married. Every morning. I really didn't want to marry him. I mean, we really are in love with each other. He's my best friend. He's my Tupac. He doesn't dance, but he would let me dance. He would go just to let me dance. Neither of us really drink anymore. Both of his ex-wives were alcoholics. And he says the clang and clang of beer bottles going into a garbage can is a trigger for him. So we don't really go to bars anymore. Yeah, we don't really go out. I think the last time he and I went out on a date, I don't know, it was a long damn time ago. It would have been when my daughter was alive. She was real good about things like that. She loved her mama and I loved her. Nobody loved me like she did. She really, really loved me. Like we were really, really close. There were times when we didn't agree and she was headstrong and I was headstrong or whatever. I mean, we disagreed too, but we loved each other. There were times when we couldn't live together either. Yep. It is hot. They said it's going to get up to like 86 by the end of the day. That's North Kakalaki for you. I miss running the car lot with all the kids. That was before Charlie was born. We all hung out at the car lot and we ate together, worked together, repoed together, all of us. Yeah, 86 today. It's not a humid 86 though. Can you see the breeze is blowing? It's really nice. It's breezy. Yep. Bye, Kiki. Good to see ya. It's hard to see in the sun who's in here. I hope I said hey to everybody. 39 years of marriage, and he's still my best friend. Wow. That is awesome. That's the best. I'd go walk around. My phone would damn charge. I'm gonna replace this rug and these cushions. Clean up. Well, I'm waiting for them to come finish this damn roof job so I can. I'm gonna put up a like a not an awning but a shade right here, right down along here. A shade's gonna go, and they're putting a fence right there. Hopefully they'll come cut the grass. I bet they had to order shingles. Oh, it's so nice and breezy. I wish y'all were here and you could feel it. It's so nice. I love calling North Carolina home. Can y'all see the wind blowing those trees? It feels so nice. I think I'll make fried chicken today. Sweet tea, coleslaw. It's a fried chicken kind of day. That's what I love about Thursdays. An amazing grace. All this talk about chicken. I love you. I hope you know that. I'm trying to be tougher. I'm trying to be thicker skinned. Not give a damn. I'm trying. How's it working? Oh, there it goes. There's the wind blowing again. It feels so good. I love these chairs, like a swing set. It's like being in a swing. Go home into my blue jeans. I'll definitely, when I get my phone charged, go for a walk this afternoon. I gotta take it off Wi-Fi before I go live, and then I'll be able to do it more. I guess I should go change into my sundress. I like wearing dresses in the summer. You like wearing dresses? I like wearing dresses and flip-flops. I know bras here. I hate wearing a fucking bra. I'll wear a bikini top, but I hate wearing a bra with wires and stuff. Hurts. In my mind, I'm going to Carolina. Yeah, just like a friend of mine hits me from behind, and I'm going to Carolina in my mind. In my mind, I'm going to Carolina in my mind. Well, I'm gonna go charge up my phone. Come on back for some Carolina Blue Sky, and I'll get myself all charged up. We'll go for a walk up to the school or something. I live right behind the elementary school, and it's a track. I walk around, and we'll walk the track. I got this bike here the other day when I was accused of not being supportive. That's what me and my son were loading up in the car so that I can get some exercise. I just need to get some inner tubes for it and pump up the tires, and should be good to go. Pretty cool, huh? Free is good. I love riding my bike, man. Yeah, you can really clear your head and your thoughts and think things through. Just a bike ride. Okay. Love you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.